Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Enjoy complimentary access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection and a welcome offer of 200,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases on the card within your first 3 months of membership. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
Don't chew on that, Max.
Cooper loves that chew too.
Oh, now he's into Cooper's food. Wow, he is loving it. What do you feed Cooper?
Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula. He never leaves a crumb. I love it because it's made with high-quality protein, nutrient-rich fruits and veggies, and wholesome whole grains.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Blue Buffalo foods are made with the superior ingredients your dog needs to thrive. Can your dog food say that? Visit feedbluefood.com to learn more.
I asked him, I said, you're handing me a title for a 1994 Pontiac Grand Am. You told me you purchased us a 1998 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Okay.
2 very different cars.
Yeah.
This is the plaintiff, Herbert Wood. He says the defendant, an old friend, brokered a car sale for him and pulled a switcheroo on him at the last minute. He thought he was buying a 1998 Pontiac Grand Am, but when he got the title, it was actually a 1994. The defendant refuses to return his money. The friendship's over, and he's suing the flim-flam car man for every penny of the $3,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, Christopher Quinones. He says he has a gift. He can find cheap cars, buy them, and then fix them up. He found the plaintiff a car, asked him to come take a look, and was told, nope, I'm leaving it all to you, bro. Sure enough, the plaintiff saw the car after he bought it, didn't like it, and now here they are. He's accused of fouling up a friendship.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Herbert and Heather Wood, you'll be representing both you and, is that your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. You are suing Christopher Quinones, a former friend of yours, for $3,000, $2,000 that you want him to return to you on the purchase price of a vehicle he helped you buy, and $1,000 for your wife's transportation cost because you didn't have the vehicle. Okay, tell me what happened.
On September 14th of 2013, I contacted Christopher. I had found a 2002 pickup truck that I was looking to purchase for my wife.
How did you know Christopher?
I worked for 8 years at a limousine service that was right across the street from his house, and we became friendly, and then he did some part-time work for the limo company as well.
Why did you contact him when you were going to buy a car that you had found?
Having seen him over the course of those 8 years with a variety of different cars and speaking to him about them, he'd always seemed to be able to find a good car at a good price.
Okay.
And he seemed to know.
But you had found a good car at a good price, so what did you need him for? You wanted him to check out whether it was a good car?
Right. I don't know mechanically.
He knows cars, you don't know cars.
Right.
So you brought him as a friend. You weren't going to pay him to do that?
No.
All right, so you brought him as a friend to check out the car to see if it was a good purchase, and what happened?
Yes. As soon as we arrived, he told me immediately not to buy the car without listening to it. He just barely even looked at it, and he said, I can
Didn't you find that
Well,
troublesome?
the car had some damage, body damage, which I really wasn't concerned with. I was just really concerned about something that was mechanically safe for my wife to travel back and forth with. We had the gentleman start the car up. It ran very well. But he said, no, I can definitely get you a much, much better deal than this. He's like, forget this, let's go back to your house. He goes, I'll show you a good deal on. He goes, let me use your computer. So we went back to my house, and my wife gave him our laptop, and he sat between the two of us, and he showed us a 1998 Pontiac Grand Prix.
And it was a 1998 Pontiac Grand Prix?
Yes.
It was being advertised where? Craigslist or?
On an online site. He said it was a friend of his.
Who
car,
owned it.
Right, and that he had himself helped to put the brand new motor into the car. So he knew that the car was in very good shape. He said that his friend was looking for $2,600, but that he could talk him down to $2,000. I said, great, let's go get the car. He said it would be better if that he went because it was his friend and he would be able to haggle him down. We gave him the money. He left.
Wait. Why didn't you go test drive it with your wife?
The book value, which he showed us online that day, was $2,600. He said he could get the car for $2,000, but only if he went there to negotiate it himself.
Okay.
So we gave him the $2,000. That evening, he texted us back and said he had bought the car.
Okay.
He said that his friend was going to clean it up, but that his girlfriend was going into labor, and he would contact us the next day. So 2 days later, we contacted him, and he said that, I'm going to drop off the title for you so you can register the car so I can get plates and bring it to you.
The car?
Yes. So he didn't come that evening. He texted me and said, could I come the next morning? I said, fine. He came the next morning and asked me, he called me and said, can you come outside and meet me in the parking lot? So I came outside because he had his girlfriend and their new baby in the car. So I went outside, he got out of the car while it was still running, and he handed me a title. I asked him, I said, you're handing me a title for a 1994 Pontiac Grand Am. You told me you purchased us a 1998 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Okay.
Two very different cars.
Yeah.
He said to me, this one is even better than the other one. It has everything brand new. The only thing it needs is a set of windshield wipers.
And you say, okay?
And I said, okay. I said, let me go to motor vehicle and register the car.
So you, okay, so you agree, again, you agree, and then you go to motor vehicle and you register a car sight unseen.
Mm-hmm.
Do these seem like good decisions?
Well, ma'am, I took them at his face value. Like I said.
No, I mean, do these seem like good decisions for any grown-up? Has nothing to do with whether he sold you a bill of goods or he's the music man coming into town and duping everybody. I'm just asking you, as a grown-up, are these all good decisions you made?
Obviously not.
Yeah. Have you bought cars like this a lot, where you've already found one you like, but someone talks you out of it and under suspicious circumstances, but you go with it anyway? They take you they tell you about another car, but they tell you, don't come, I can get a better price, and you don't say, nah, let me come with you anyway, because even if I have to pay a little bit more, I'd like to see it and test drive it. No, you don't see it and test drive it. They bring you a title, and you go and title it into your own name, even though you see the title and it's not the car you thought you were buying, you agree to it again. And then you go and title it in your own name, and it's sight unseen. I've never had a case like this, ever. All right? This is bizarre. So now you register the car, and what happens?
I contact him and tell him that I have the plates and the stickers so that he can come pick them up and bring me the car.
Okay, and then what happens?
He texted me that evening and said that he couldn't come that evening.
Does he go do it at some point?
No. He texts me the next morning and asks if he could pick me up to go get the car with him.
And do you?
Of course.
Okay, and then what happens?
We arrive, and I see the car.
And?
And it looked like it had been sitting under a tree for 10 years.
I thought you said you saw pictures of it. And that was
I did,
good
of a
enough for you.
1998 Pontiac Grand Prix, not a 1994 Pontiac Grand Am.
So you're suing him because you refused to take the car?
Exactly.
Okay, so you are suing him because you abdicated your responsibility to check out a car to your satisfaction, and as it turns out, leaving it in his hands for it to be under his satisfaction turns out to have been a bad idea in your estimation, and now you don't like it. To sue somebody, they have to have done something wrong. You gave him a bunch of responsibility that you now regret having given him. What did he do wrong?
He told
Well, let that marinate a while and think about your answer. Were you making any money off of this deal?
No, Your Honor. I gave the guy.
You hesitated when I asked you that.
I gave the guy $19.50 out of the $2,000 he gave me.
So you were making $50?
And I kept $50.
That's a hard way to make $50. You lose a friend. You have to go all over town.
I just want to know how this is all my fault, basically.
Well, but I also want to know why you take on this responsibility for $50.
Welcome back to the People's Court. RV11 here. So would you ever buy a car sight unseen if a friend told you this is a fabulous car? What do you think?
No.
Why?
Because it's unreliable.
Well, I mean, the car may be reliable. You have a really good friend who says, look, I've seen the car, I've inspected the car's great.
I'd have to look at it first. Look at the underbody, look at the engine.
You have no friends in the world, I'm gonna go way in the back, no friends in the world that you would trust enough to buy a car sight unseen.
I'd still like to see it, just because that's the way I am. Some people look at certain things on vehicles, I look at other things, they may miss something that I wouldn't.
That's a good point, going inside the courtroom.
When you turn around and change it from the 98 to the 94.
No, it's always been a 94, Your Honor.
Do you have a picture of the different car that he showed you? He claims that what you showed him was a different car on the internet.
Absolutely not.
Okay, no, this is you putting in a blue book value for a car that you claim. What I want is the Craigslist ad or the ad that you say is what he showed you, because I could do that and say you were supposed to sell me a 2012 Mercedes.
Your Honor, I showed him the exact...
This is just something you spit out when you put in what the car is. I'm asking you a very different question. Do you have any proof that the first car you looked at, it was a different car? Not that it matters, because you agreed to the 94. I'm just asking you, do you have the...
No, he just showed...
Okay, so according to you, that's not even true. It was always the same car.
It's always been the same car.
So why do you suppose he got upset when he saw it and didn't...
I have no idea.
But what did he say? You were there, right?
He was just like ranting and raving about many different things, you know, like, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. No, it's nothing wrong. The car ran fine, drove fine.
Why are you making his decisions for him? I know he's asking you to.
He asked me to do him a favor, Your Honor. He has 3 cars sitting in his lot, none of them in his parking spot, none of them run right.
Let me ask you a question. The car that you talked him out of originally, why did you talk him out of it?
Oh, because when the guy started it up, it had a check engine light on, and when I asked the guy, you know, what's wrong with it? He said, oh, the exhaust underneath isn't for this truck. It's a red flag right there. Like, right. Why are you gonna buy a truck that the exhaust doesn't even belong on this truck? It's not even matching parts, original,
You
nothing.
think he made a lot more than $50, and you feel like he abused your friendship, right? What do you think he made, and what evidence do you have that he made more than that?
Well, the book value of the car is $1,000, and that's for a car in fair condition.
Okay, so you don't even know how the car runs because you refuse to take it.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Where's the car? I know this isn't going to be good. Where's the car?
The guy ended up calling me, telling me to call Herb. I kept calling Herb to pick the car up, and he ended up putting it out in the street and called the cops, said it was abandoned. They ended up bringing it to the scrapyard, and now it's done. He asked me to do him a favor. I did a favor, and this is how it happens. It's unfortunate. He should have picked his car up.
Yeah. How do you not pick it up, have it on your side, have an asset on your side, then sue?
I contacted my lawyer immediately after leaving motor vehicle that day and explained it to him, and he told me to refuse to take it.
You'd already bought it. You'd already registered it, and it's a used car. How are you going to get the notice from the guy saying pick it up or you're losing your asset, and not just pick it up, get it on your side, and then sue and say, hey, I don't want this car, or whatever else. Maybe you'll win, maybe you won't. But now you've turned your little problem into an enormous problem because you've now lost your asset because you're just full of bad decisions, Mr. Wood.
I was never contacted by
Mr.
anyone.
Wood, you are filled with little bad decisions that you have made that you demand someone else pay for. And sometimes our bad decisions are our own. You gave him full authority to buy a car he thought was a good deal. He bought a car that he thought was a good deal. You not so much as took the car to find out if it was a bad deal. And then when you're notified that it's going to get towed and put on the street, you're just banking on winning. Bad idea. Verdict for the defendant.
And so that means a plaintiff comes out here on the losing end of this case. Not very good for you. No. Why did you pick your car up?
I was never contacted to pick the car up.
Well, you should have picked up your asset so then you can then sue once you have it in your possession.
I did sue.
So what does your wife have to say about all this?
We'll find out.
All right, head right down this way. Come on, step on in here. What do you think of this outcome here?
I just think it's an unfortunate situation for Mr. Woods. I just wish him the best, that's all.
Were you really trying to go out of your way to try to do something in his best interest, best you could?
Oh, absolutely. That's the type of person I am. I'm a good-natured person. I just try to give him a hand.
Why did you insist that he go pick that thing up? You knew.
I did. I kept telling him, calling him, go get it. No response. No at all.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, a lot of people think it's a bad idea to buy a used car sight unseen. I think it is an insane idea. You should never, ever, 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 ever do that. And I know I sound like Taylor Swift. That'll do it for this case. Nothing for the next case on the way to the courtroom right now.
It is my great honor to welcome you all to Starfleet Academy.
There's never been a better time to enroll in Star Trek.
It's our job to prepare you for the unimaginable. To the night, cadet!
In high-pressure situations, positive reinforcement is crucial to one's success. You're doing a great job.
This is what we train for. These friends of mine, they all live for something bigger than themselves. And that's Starfleet.
Starfleet Academy. New series streaming January 15th on Paramount+.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So then I'm doing IT, and when I go to plug the servers in, they become sentient, and they won't let us access our network unless we forward their chain emails and memes to more and more and more people, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant finds and invites best fit candidates to apply, so you can discover talent you may have missed. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
This is the plaintiff, Sadie Glover. She says the defendant, her former landlord, came to her one day, told her she had to leave, and she still doesn't know why he kicked her out, because she was a great tenant. After she moved out, she asked the defendant for her security back, and all he said to her was, "You have some nerve." Some nerve? She'll show the defendant nerve today, because she's mad and is suing the penny-pinching louse right here, right now in this courtroom for every cent of the $3,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Siebert Mayers. He says the plaintiff was a tenant he no longer wanted in his house. He took her to court and got her evicted. Once the sloppy woman vacated, he was dismayed at the mess she left him to deal with. She dumped 30 large garbage bags of junk in the place, caused a lot of damage to the apartment, and if she thinks he's going to pay her a penny today, she's sorely mistaken. He's accused of ticking off a tenant.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she can't figure out why her landlord abruptly kicked her out of the apartment and kept her security. But the defendant says she redefines the word mess. It's the case of garbage in, garbage still in.
Douglas, Sadie Glover?
Yes.
You are suing Siebert Mayers for $3,000 that you say he owes you in security deposit, plus some items that he wouldn't let you take out of the apartment that you left behind.
Yes.
Okay, what happened here?
What happened, I was going back and forth to court with Mr. Mayers.
How long had you lived there?
I lived there about 15 years.
15 years. And
Yes.
why were you going back and forth to court?
Because number one day when I came home, I received a letter in the mail from his attorney. And I was shocked when I got the letter because the time I lived there, he never had problem with me. I always paid the part of rent I had to pay. I always pay him on time. I respect him and his family. And when I
Why did you want her out as a tenant?
Because to a point where I couldn't stand her ways no more.
You couldn't stand her ways. Why?
Yeah,
What was
things
wrong?
that she done. That she'd pick up junk in the street, piece of furniture and all kind of stuff. When she get tired of it, she'd bring it up in the house. And last time, she had a guy to come and dragging a piece of furniture from one step to the other, because she lived on the second floor, all the way down.
All right, do you live in the same building?
I live in the same building.
Okay.
On the first
So
floor.
you decided you didn't want her as a tenant anymore. And had you been the landlord for 15 years?
She wasn't living up me 15 years. She moved in 2001.
All right, 2001, closest.
Yeah.
All right, so did she pay her rent, her portion of the rent?
She paid a portion.
And so she paid a portion and Section 8 paid the rest of it?
Yes.
Okay, so, and she would pay her portion?
Yes, she do.
All right, so one day you decide that you don't want her there and you send her a letter, and that is when? When did that happen?
It's April last year.
When?
April
of last year. And then what did you do? Were you in the middle of a lease or no?
No.
Okay, so then do you understand that you don't own the place and that he can tell you have 30 days you have to go?
I understand.
But you didn't leave. So what did you do instead?
But the way he did it, I live in the same house. He can always talk to me. I can never talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, I might have talked to you and sent the letter, but he has to have some record of when he asked you to leave. That's why the lawyer sends the letter.
Yes, he did send me I got
so
the letter
April,
to
May,
move.
June, July, August, September, November.
Yes.
You know, we're talking about a lot of months. So what happened?
I had to end up going to court because at the time, I didn't find a place.
Okay, but you're a Section 8 recipient.
Yes.
Didn't they help you to find a place?
Yes, I could not move unless they give me the okay to move.
Right. So did you tell them right away in April that they needed help?
Yes, I did, because I keep in touch with them whenever anything, and they told me that to look for a place. I find several places.
Oh, so you actually have to find a place.
Yes, I have to find a place.
Okay.
They give me a certain time.
So you didn't find a place in how many months?
It's about, I find places, but what they have to do, they have to come and inspect the place.
Yes, I know. How many places did you find
About 3 places I find. But
and then they would inspect it?
They inspected, but it wasn't qualified for I to move in.
Okay. What ends up happening? You end up having to go to court to evict her?
Yes.
And when do you go to court to evict her?
It was September.
September.
Yeah.
So it's April, May, June, July, August, September. That's a long time to find a place. So in September, you take her to court to evict her, and what happens? By the way, during those 5 months, were you accepting rent?
Not from her.
Are you serious? Why?
Honest to God, I'll tell you the reason for that. When the lawyer that I got, she told me that I shouldn't take any rent.
I'm talking about May, June, July, August, September. Did you accept rent?
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah, that's what your lawyer was telling you is don't accept any rent if you want to evict her. So what ended up happening? Did your lawyer put in a claim for the Section 8 funds now? Because she lived there.
I put in the claim.
Okay, so did they pay you?
Just last week.
Oh, when were you going to tell me that?
Just last week.
All right, so you're not out any rent for that amount of time.
No.
Now, the order that I see says that you're supposed to get out September 30th. Did you get out September 30th?
No, because I went back to court. The judge gave me extended time because I went to Section 8. They give me a paper to take to court to show the judge that I had found a place, but the place was being renovated.
I know, but do you understand that you're not the only Section 8 person on the planet.
I know
Other people, when they have to move, they just move. Or maybe they need a month. But nobody needs 7-8 months. That's just you don't want to leave because you've been there so long. Who's the gentleman with you?
This is my witness when I moved out.
Okay, come on up. You're a witness to what?
Well, the moving out. The night that I moved out.
Hold on. A witness to?
To the night of moving.
To the night of moving. When was the night of moving?
Was that the 17th?
The 17th.
Of what?
September.
January.
January. Like a year after the guy tells you he wants you to leave? January.
But Judge, number one.
What is your relationship to her?
She's my aunt.
She's your aunt.
Yes.
Okay.
And I had another witness.
Are you a lawyer?
No.
You just dress nice?
Yes.
Okay. According to you, she moved out on the 17th?
The 17th.
Yes.
Except for that you admit in your complaint that you stayed to sleep there the night of the 17th.
Well, on the 18th, most of my stuff was out.
On the 17th?
Yes. The mover that came.
Did you sleep there on the 18th?
I slept on the 18th, but let me explain.
And then on the 18th, now, by the way, the judge gave you more time, what, from September 30th through January?
6 months. It's not like I wasn't looking from the time.
I understand, but there is no law that says that he has to house you. And then the judge extends it till January 17th?
No.
No, the judge extends it to when?
Excuse me, she had another order to get out the 30th of
September.
November.
Of November? Because I'm looking at an order that says the 30th of September.
She went back, well...
Oh, she kept going back and getting more time and more time?
3 times she went back to court because my lawyer, he told me what took place.
I just can't even envision it, that the judge would just keep doing, I mean, it is not... It is very typical that judges will feel bad for somebody, but, there's 2 people to feel bad for, too, If you owned a place and you told somebody who didn't have a lease, I want you to leave in 30 days, and they took 9 months to leave, would you think that that was fair?
No.
Okay. So in any event, what happens? When's the last order says that she has to leave when?
The 17th, because when I went back, the judge told me the 17th.
So then why were you still there the 18th? And why did you leave stuff there? How much nicer does everybody have to be to you?
What happened, Judge, I know it's his private property.
It's not even that. I'm asking you a specific question.
Okay.
You had a judge tell you over and over again, I really mean it, you have to leave by the 30th of September. Okay, no, now I mean you have to leave by the 30th of November. Okay, no, now I mean you have to leave by the 17th of January.
Well,
and that's still not good enough for you? You still leave your stuff there? Because you've come into court and you're suing for stuff you left behind. After you got an extension, I don't know how many times, and he didn't even bother to go to court until 5 or 6 months after he asked you to leave.
Judge, may I say something? Before I moved, I had somebody helping me move. Before I moved all my stuff out, he had a locksmith come in and change the lock on the door.
What do you mean? When did
right
he have
next
the
door.
When did he have the locksmith change a lock? When did he have the locksmith change a lock?
18.
Okay.
No.
Do you understand the court order says you have until that you have to be out on the 17th?
Yes.
Do you understand what that means?
I understand.
Okay, no, today is the day that someone makes you responsible and accountable. Today's that day. And do you understand the part of the order that says that any items you leave behind are considered abandoned? Did you read that?
No, I didn't.
Do you want me to read it to you? Any items remaining may be deemed abandoned.
I didn't abandon the stuff because, number one, just let me say something, express myself. Number one.
Let me tell you something.
Please,
a lot
Judge.
of people have been very patient allowing you to express yourself repeatedly.
So if the date passes for the tenant to get out and the landlord changes the locks and the landlord says the stuff is mine, can the landlord keep the stuff?
No.
Why?
Those are her life belongings.
They may be her life belongings, but she has to play by the rules, and the rules were she's supposed to be out by a certain date.
I don't know. I think she should get her stuff back.
Okay, she should get her stuff back, and ma'am?
She signed the lease. I think she shouldn't. She knew when she had to be out.
Okay, you're a cold-hearted lady. After my own heart. Going inside the courtroom.
Let me ask you a question. You're keeping her security deposit, and the security deposit is $750, correct?
Yes.
And you are keeping it, why?
Because the condition that she left the apartment.
Okay, show me how she left the apartment that would entitle you to keep $750.
You shouldn't lie and tell the truth.
Can you not mumble, and can you hand me the pictures and don't stare her down?
No,
Don't keep staring at her. Don't keep staring at her. Just give me the pictures. Thank you.
So don't call me a liar.
Okay, stop.
Sure.
Both of you stop. I want both of you to stop. Do not talk to each other again.
I'm sorry, though.
Okay. Ooh. Rats and mice, destruction and litter in daughter's room. What are these, underwear?
Yes.
What is all this stuff?
I don't know.
Show me pictures of how you left the place.
I didn't have a chance to take the picture. That's what I'm trying to
but
tell
look at the
you.
pictures he's showing me of the stuff that was left behind
I
on the
don't
17th.
know what he did since I moved up, because number one, Judge,
I know, you don't get to say, I wasn't moved out yet. You were supposed to have been moved out 4 months earlier. Then they gave you an extension, then they gave you another extension, and then they gave you a third extension. I am trying to understand why on the 17th it still looked this way. Is this how it looked?
I don't know.
When did you take these pictures?
About 2 days after you finally move up.
How was he able to take all these pictures if this isn't how it looked?
There was the refrigerator was full. The son and him were in the hallway as we were getting stuff to come down, take stuff down. He didn't say anything. The son was like, get out, get out, get out, get out.
This is on the 18th or the 17th?
The 18th.
The 18th.
So if the son is sneaking in and taking these pictures, that's already a day where everything was supposed to be out. It was supposed to be at the 17th. Do you guys understand?
Okay.
So now, did you have to pay somebody to remove all this stuff, or you removed it?
I paid somebody to remove it.
Can I see the receipt for who you paid to remove it?
I had no receipt.
How much did you pay to remove it?
I paid him $60-something.
And then how much, what else is damaged in the place that would entitle you to keep the entire $750? I will assess a value to having to clean all of that out and then clean the place. I see how she left it. I got what you're saying. And I also do not find that you owe her for 2 air conditions, a vacuum cleaner, dishes, or a lamp, because at some point, no means no. And if you no longer have a right to be there, you no longer have a right to be there. And if you get the benefit of that ruling from the judge, you also get the detriments. And when the judge says, anything you leave behind is abandoned, you have a right to toss it. But you only have a right as a landlord to keep the portion of the security deposit that you're entitled to, not the whole thing because she's put you through the ringer. Now, let me ask you a question. Did you pay the lawyer?
Yes, I paid a lot.
How much did you pay the lawyer?
First one I paid $1,000.
Okay, and then is there another time you had to pay him?
Well, I paid about twice about $250.
Okay. I'm seeing a real colossal, disgusting mess. Wow. Where did you go to live on the 18th?
I moved right next door. He had the apartment. What you laughing at? He had the apartment renovated, and that's when I moved right next door to him.
He had the apartment renovated. What do you mean?
Next door.
Next door.
Who had the apartment?
Another. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
you're
a
talking about
different
him.
address.
Wait, you're his landlord again?
I'm glad to get out of there. Never lived there. No.
All right. I find, based on what I have heard, that you are not entitled to any of the security deposit, based on what I've heard and based on what I'm looking at, that you are not entitled to any of the security deposit back, and I find in favor of the defendant in this case. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
So you heard the judge's ruling. Come on and tell me, step up a little bit. What's your reaction to what took place in the courtroom just now?
Because he come in a bunch of lies. That's all it is. And he didn't give us a chance to move the stuff out. And he wanted to keep my security. He's not entitled to it. He's not.
You were very, very hard to get rid of for him.
No, I wasn't hard to get rid of. And
You're just mad that he wanted you out, it seems.
No, I don't care. I was glad to move out.
All right.
I'm really glad that I moved out of there.
All right. Head around the corner of this one.
Now I'm happy.
Good. All right, so step on in here, sir. Step on in here. Come on in here, a little closer. And what's your reaction to this outcome here?
Fine. I'm happy about it.
Yeah. Why was she so?
I don't know about her.
What's going on here between you and her?
She told you, didn't she?
Harvey?
Okay, she is lucky. She is such a bad tenant, but all she ended up losing was her security. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case are the way to the courtroom right now.
Welcome to our ugly home.
Reddit is back for a historically hideous season.
It's our 100th ugly house. This place is mayhem. That is impressive.
And if these walls could talk,
Do you cry a lot?
I do.
they'd have a lot to say.
What in God's name is this pit?
Don't get too close.
No, if you see the show, I'm scared of that.
Ugliest House in America season premiere Wednesday at 8 on HGTV.
This is the plaintiff, Patrick Mills. He says he was taking his motorcycle out for a ride, and out of nowhere, the defendant's dog charged at him, ran in front of him. He hit the thing and then flipped over. He was in shock, had cracked ribs, and is fortunate to be alive. The cops gave the defendant a ticket for an unleashed dog. He sent a letter to the defendant requesting payment for his damages and injuries. The guy ignored him. That's why he's suing for the $4,645.02 he's owed. This is the defendant, Kevin Michael Brennan. He says he was outside, and when his dog heard the plaintiff's motorcycle, he ran in his direction. Instead of the plaintiff slowing down, he sped up. That's why he hit the dog. The plaintiff could have easily stopped, but instead chose to hit his dog. Probably because he's looking for a big payday in the form of the ridiculous amount of the $5,000 he's suing for. Oh, him! Ha! He's accused of failing to control his dog.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff was riding his motorcycle when a dog just charged him in the street. The guy hit the dog and his bike flipped over. He was badly injured, but the defendant says the plaintiff sped up and believes he tried to hit the dog to create a lawsuit. It's the case of, I flipped over your dog.
Okay, Patrick Mills, you are suing Kevin Michael Brennan for $4,645.02 that you paid in motorcycle repairs because, according to you, he was negligent in allowing his dog to roam free, and that's what caused the accident. Tell me what happened here.
That is correct, Your Honor. On November 29, 2013, last year, I decided to take my motorcycle out for a short spin in the neighborhood.
What kind of motorcycle is this?
It's a Yamaha V-Star 650, a 1998 classic that they no longer make.
Okay.
Okay, so I decided to take it for a spin down through the neighborhood and towards in the direction of the defendant's home. And when I round the corner before the defendant's home, here the defendant is out in his front yard with his dog. Looked like a pretty good sized dog to me.
What kind of dog is it?
Half Doberman, half Lab. It's probably about 65, 70 pounds.
Do you have a picture?
No, I don't.
But anyway, so rounded the corner, and this big dog started taking off after me and charging after me.
After you, meaning chasing you, behind you?
No, actually, I was around the corner, and the defendant's yard would be to my right as I rounded the corner.
So he comes out perpendicular?
He came out ahead of me and towards me, at an angle. And so I, of course, tried to swerve and avoid the dog, but it was too late. The dog wound up in front of my front tire, and the bike hit the dog square, dead center, and I flipped the bike and went flying and landed on the street.
I wouldn't say flipped it.
Hey, what do you think?
My
Where do you think you are?
Okay, sorry.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
What happened to the dog?
He was hurt. He's okay. It's nothing permanent. He was cut and bruised. He hurt his back leg, his hind leg. I did take him to a vet. It took me about 2 or 3 hours to find him.
The dog ran away, though?
The dog ran off. Took me about 2 or 3 hours to find him. It was a scary day. It was a bad day.
Where'd you find the dog?
A neighbor called me about 2 miles from my house, about 1.5 miles from my house. He had run, I guess, till he couldn't run anymore. He hid in the backyard.
Wait, a neighbor called? A neighbor?
He had a tag with my name and phone number on it. The neighbor looked at it, called me up. I took him to the vet. He had hurt his left rear leg. And
why was your dog unleashed?
I live in a residential neighborhood. Next door to me on either side, there's a couple dogs, a couple kids. Most of the kids and the dogs are out playing. He was out in the front yard. He was not on a leash. He was not restrained. I was hanging Christmas ornaments. He was just kind of playing around next to me. Okay,
but did you see the dog take off?
He was about as far away as I am right now from Mr. Mills. He came around the corner. It happened pretty quickly. Cars drive by.
Did you yell to the dog?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your dog a car chaser?
No, matter of fact, cars come by, no problem. Joggers come by, no problem. I knew he had a problem with vacuum cleaners, and I knew he had a problem with lawnmowers. Apparently, he doesn't like motorcycles either. Any kind of loud noise.
Anything propelled with a human attached to it?
We know now. When motorcycles come by,
you should know before now that you're not allowed to have your dog unrestrained if you don't have a fenced-in yard. You can't have your dog loose because of stuff like this. Now, you end up, did you get hurt?
I paid the price after the accident. I was in a state of shock when I got up. I picked myself up at the ground, and Mr. Brennan and...
Did you break anything? Did you have to get some medical?
I had a cracked rib. I went to see the doctor, and there's nothing they can do for a cracked rib. And basically, I was in a lot of pain for a couple of weeks, and was mobilized for a few days.
Okay.
But no substantial, medical injuries.
What happened to the motorcycle? It
was pretty well torn up. Had a lot of dents. And
do you have pictures?
I don't have pictures. I don't. No, I don't. And but I'll.
Why don't you take pictures?
I don't. I didn't. Think about it, and I just took the bike and took it to the Yamaha dealership where I've gotten the bike serviced over the past several years. And had them go ahead and...
So you actually had the repairs done?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you pay for the repairs?
$46. It was actually $46.4502.
Okay. And your response to this lawsuit is?
I looked up the value of the bike is only around $2,000. If the bike is essentially totaled, I'm paying off I shouldn't be paying more than the total value of the bike. I also assumed he had insurance on the bike when the accident first happened. In the case...
By the way, just out of curiosity, you didn't have insurance?
No, ma'am. I did not renew my insurance. I failed to renew it, and it lapsed. Did not get cited for that. I looked into the Florida laws.
You should have been cited for that, shouldn't you?
Well, I did. I looked into the Florida laws. I wasn't cited, but I looked in. Laws are kind of vague on.
No, they're not vague. You're supposed to have insurance. No, they're not vague. I'm from Florida. They're not vague. Some of them are vague, but the laws on this are not vague.
Well,
you're supposed to have insurance, but that's not a defense for you.
No,
it's just unfortunate.
I agree.
And this underscores the importance of not A, forgetting to pay your premium, and B, ignoring all those letters they send before they actually cancel you. But in any event, that's never a defense for the defendant. Your defense has to be either, I am not responsible for this, it wasn't our fault, or I am responsible, but not to the amount that he's saying. And I think your defense...
I am responsible, not to the amount he was saying.
Okay, because it's kind of...
I looked up a few items off the Blue Book values.
Although I have to say that I find your answer to the complaint interesting. I don't feel I owe him $5,000 for his repairs. After the accident, I found out he didn't have insurance. I didn't expect this. I figured he had insurance. His deductible would be $1,000. Since I had about $200 in vet bills, I would have given him about $800 since he hit my dog. That would imply that him hitting your dog was his fault.
I consider
Do you
50,
feel it was
he
his
could have
fault?
stopped. There
He could have
was a
stopped
chance.
how?
I mean, it wasn't as if I live on a busy road. He
You
had to come
said
to-
it happened in a flash. You couldn't stop your dog from running. How could he stop himself from hitting him?
My dog doesn't have brakes. His bike does.
You
He was
but
coming
you
around the
said you
corner.
didn't even have a chance to yell, Fido, stop!
No, I
or
definitely
whatever.
was yelling.
Okay.
When I saw him coming,
Why
I
doesn't
saw
your dog
the dog.
listen to you when you yell?
He's a dog.
Then
He's got a
but
motorcycle.
Stop. I have one of those.
Yeah.
I have a dog who I love
He
dearly.
is great when I have a
who
treat in my
do you hear
hand.
me talking, or is it just
Yes,
in my
ma'am.
head? Who is stupid as a day is long, and she doesn't listen. So I don't put her in these situations. Because I am deathly afraid that if she sees me driving a car, she wants to propel herself aerodynamically into the car, and I'm going to end up hitting her one day. So I make sure that the garage door doesn't open until the car stops, till the gate is closed. I do things. I don't create the situation by having my dog leashless in my front yard while I'm putting up Christmas ornaments.
Lesson learned.
Yeah,
I'm getting better at it.
Oh my gosh, you shouldn't take this. It's really bad for the dog. You could have killed the dog.
It could
I bet
have. I
you
was
felt like
actually very
garbage for the
scared.
rest of the day when that dog was missing.
That was a bad afternoon.
Okay, so dog wasn't on the leash. Is that the end of the story?
Yes, it's your responsibility to watch after your dog. I mean, if the dog runs into the middle of the street and the guy doesn't purposely try to hit it.
I'm just curious, does it matter if the dog was speeding a little bit? I mean, not the dog, I meant the motorcycle.
No, there's a leash law. The dog should have been on a leash.
The dog caused you to hit him by running across the
Well, you could still avoid a dog, but I get your point. We're going inside the courtroom.
Let's talk about your motorcycle.
Right.
I realize that you have an attachment
Yes, ma'am.
to your motorcycle.
Certainly.
But can you prove to me a Blue Book value that would justify the amount that you paid?
I cannot do that, ma'am. All I can say is that the parts are more expensive as the whole.
Yeah, but do you
Yeah.
do understand?
I understand that.
Yeah,
yes,
that you're
I do.
capped at the value of the
Absolutely.
bike.
Can I also say
I mean,
this,
you could choose
they-
to spend $10 million
Yeah,
on it. That
no,
doesn't
I
mean he has to
understand
pay.
that. They do not make that motorcycle anymore either. They quit
Well,
making,
no. The
yes.
Blue Book
Yeah.
value takes into account
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay. All right.
It's based on what will someone pay for it.
Right.
You might pay $1 million because it's really meaningful to you, but the other guy isn't. That's how you get it at the Blue Book value. What do
Understood.
sales go for? It's at about $2,000. And that's it, and you're capped by that. So I rule in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's my judgment.
Thank you.
Well, the judge rules for the plaintiff, but the judge did agree with your argument that the bike wasn't worth what he was suing for.
The value was the issue. I received a letter saying it was non-negotiable. He wanted $4,600. The bike wasn't worth it. That was my argument all along. I should have restrained my dog. They were correct about that.
Okay, and how are you going to make sure that this is not going to happen again?
Keep him restrained, keep him in the backyard, keep him away from motorcycles.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
That's the way to do it. All right, so step on out here. And so why are you suing for more than the bike is worth?
Well, only because it cost me $4,640 some odd to replace the parts that were damaged from the accident. I felt like I just wanted to bring the bike back into repair, back into the state it was prior to the accident.
Yeah, well, you can only get what the total value.
I understand. But it's a special
How are the ribs?
bike. I'm doing fine. That's what really is most important.
All right, over to Harvey.
So we talked about this a million times in the show, that when your property is damaged, somebody else causes it, you're entitled to the market value of the item at the time of the loss. If you're getting the item repaired, the repair cost cannot exceed that value of the item. That's your limit. If it costs a lot more to fix, tough luck. You get the value at the time of the loss, you get no more. And sometimes that ends up being unfair because you have to replace it. But the law doesn't give you replacement. The law only allows you what it was worth when someone damaged it.